Hi, this is Evil from Blush and Pixels, here today to bring you another tutorial. This one is going to be on how to add embellishments to a somewhat dull edit that needs to be spiced up a bit. This is a very simple tip, and I think you're going to like it. So let's get started. We're going to first get some bokehs. You want to go to DeviantArt and just type in BOKEH. And these images will pop up. Now just go ahead and drag this over to your image like that. Make sure it's on top. You're going to change the blend mode up here to screen. And what screen does is it removes all the black from the image, leaving just the bokeh. Now Control T as in Tom to select it and turn it and move it to where you want it. It looks good just right there actually. You can mess with the opacity if you like. You can leave it the way it is, whatever you like. That is how that works, and that's all there is to it. You can do this with bokehs, you can do this with lens flares, with fire, with fireworks, with a lot of things. So play around with this and see what you can come up with. Now for the next tip I'm going to show you is going to be how to make frames for your images. So I'm going to start with a new layer, and then we're going to select our rectangular marquee tool, and we're going to set up our brush first before we do anything else. You want your brush to be a hard brush, 100% hardness, spacing at 1%. Select your shape dynamics and select pen pressure from this drop down. Everything else should be unchecked. Then we're going to probably set the size at around 15 to 20 if your image size is 300 resolution or higher. You're going to want it to be a little higher if it's actually 600, but most of you will be using 72 resolution, so you're going to probably want to set your brush size at about, I would say, 6 to 7 for this. I'm going to set mine at 15 for this, and then my color is going to be black. So now we go ahead and rectangular marquee tool, go in about 3 pixels up and from the side on the top left corner, drag it down. You want it to be as even as possible in both or in all 4 corners. So there we go. Okay, now you're going to click on paths. Just click this little button down here that says make work path from selection. There's our work path. Now right click on it, stroke path, make sure simulate pressure and brush is selected. Hit OK. Okay, there it is back there. Right click on work path, delete. There is our frame. It's not done yet. Now we need to go into layer 2. Double click it and select outer glow. Select one of the colors in your image, a darker color, preferably like purple. We'll go with purple for this one. You can just click on the little color thing and it'll open up the option to just simply click on the picture and get the color that you need directly from your picture. Looks kind of nice. Alright, so there's our purple. Now the settings that you're going to want to use here, blend mode will be linear dodge add, opacity always at 100, noise 0, here's your color, technique leave it softer, spread at 0 always. Now the size is what you're going to want to move, and if you bring it up higher, the outer glow will become less noticeable, or actually it becomes bigger really. It spreads out further, so it's not quite as noticeable. When you bring it in smaller, it gets a lot tighter and you can actually see it better. But it still kind of makes it softer. That given with this tool down here, range, this is what makes it darker and lighter. So you want to just play with those 2 sliders until you get a happy medium between the 2 and whatever you like. So I'm going to go with that there. Now we'll hit OK. Now we're going to make a copy of this layer by hitting Control J. Double click on that layer next. This one we're going to make pink. So everything else is going to stay the same. So I'm just going to change this color. There we go, it's pink. Okay. Alright, so now we have both our layers. They're on top of each other right now. They're not going to stay that way, but for right now, I'm going to rasterize both of these by right-clicking, rasterize layer. Going next, right-click, rasterize. Now we're going to move them. So go to the top layer, Control T to select, and let's bring it in just a little bit. Up there on both sides. Holding your shift button down and doing this will make the proportions stay equal, so you don't have to worry about it getting lopsided on you. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, hit enter. Now from here we're going to go double click again. Actually, I think we can do it from here. No, we have to double click. Double click, go to color overlay this time, and let's see what we're going to choose. Yeah, I'm going to choose, again, the linear dodge add with color overlay on black. We're going to see how that works. Do the same with the purple. Color overlay. Okay. Alright. So now what we need to do is get our eraser tool, a hard eraser, about size 90 if you are a 300 pixel or resolution document. If you've got 72, then 50, whatever is comfortable for you. 100% opacity and flow, and now go to the first layer, holding your shift button down. While you do this, go on the outside of that pink frame, and we're going to erase the blur or the glow from that side only. While you hold down your shift, it'll only draw a straight line, and you won't have to worry about erasing anything else but the glow. Just get as close to the black line without erasing it. And there we go. I go down like that. Release. And do it to all four sides. Okay, there we go. Oops. Now last side. Okay, that's good. That way the purple will show through from the other frame. Oops, I messed up on this one. Let me fix this. I didn't erase it right. Let's get that erased properly. There we go. Now we can see the purple. Okay, I was wondering why it didn't look right. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So now we can see everything. So that's it. That's how you make a frame. You can add, sparkles to it, but I'll cover that in another tutorial later on. One last thing I wanted to mention is that Dizzy Desires and myself, we both use Photoshop. We do all of the tutorials in Photoshop. All of the critiques are done based on Photoshop. And we do not use GIMP. We do not use any of the other graphics editors. We use Photoshop. If you do not have the knowledge enough of GIMP to be able to translate my tutorials into something you can understand in GIMP, I highly suggest you stop using GIMP and transfer over to Photoshop, because you don't know enough, and you might as well go to the better of the two. You can get a free copy of it from Adobe, totally legal, totally free. I put a link under my Evil's tutorial and tips thread. The link, the CD keys, everything is there. It's completely good. Go download it, please, and you will get a lot more out of this group. That being said, if you are still using an online graphics editor, you really need to upgrade. You're going to get nothing from this group. You're going to waste your time and hours by spinning your wheels because you can only go so far with those tools. You need to download this free version of Photoshop so that you can actually start learning for real. Okay, anyway, enough for the lecture. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the video.